Okay, welcome back to yet another exciting episode of tax related matters. So a number of you have asked some few questions regarding taxation, Itax navigation, Itax system, and things related to tax. So I sampled those questions, written them down, and I want to discuss some of them, and we look at how best it can assist you. So to begin with, my first question is from you guys, of course. I have a PIN but I've not traded. Do I have to file returns? So the answer to this question is yes. If you have a PIN and you have not traded, you are supposed to file returns and declare nil returns. So how do you do it? You are supposed to log in the Itax system and then access the tab called file return. From that file return, search the file nil return, and then you'll be in a position to file from that platform. Another question, of course, is can I view a copy of the previous return that I have filed for previous tax period? Of course, yes, that is very well visible in the Itax system under the return tab. And another interesting question is can I correct an error once I file return? Remember, when we are filing returns, we are always subjected to some errors. Maybe you are inputting a figure and it's erroneously inputted. Then you can correct it through filing the amended returns. That one is also located in the Itax, and through your navigation you'll be in a position to see. It's not complicated. And then a third, the most also asked question is if I don't have PIN for my supplier, what should I do? This question applies to those in businesses and they are filing VAT. So one thing you should note that is you should take note of is an invoice without a PIN is not valid as a tax invoice, and therefore will not be allowed for deduction or claiming it as an input VAT. So you are supposed to purchase things from an ETR compliant supplier, and through that you can be able to claim tax credit when doing input VAT. And then we have another question here. What do I do if I'm trying to file VAT / pay return on Itax, but the system tells me I'm not registered for that return? Well, if you are not registered to pay but you have employees in the payroll, then you are supposed to register for the pay, but you will be filing like nil returns for those pay, because they maybe, for instance, they are earning a salary which is below 24,000, and we have a law that for people who are earning salary below 24,000, they are exempted from tax. The main reason is this: government entitle everyone to something called relief of 2,400 per month. If you multiply this amount by year, is like 28,800, and suppose this person is earning 24, that means it offsets with the relief that has been granted, and therefore this person will not be required to pay that tax. However, you are supposed to register that you have these employees and these are their earnings. And then for VAT, the requirement for VAT registration is a turnover of 5 million and above. By the word turnover, we mean sales. So if your sales annually is 5 million and above, you are required to file for VAT. But in the case those returns, those sales are below 5 million and above, you can always pay turnover tax, and that means you are not required to register for VAT. Another question is how do I treat credits from previous VAT return? How do I treat credit notes in Itax? Now, from our accounting perspective, we know credit notes, they are used to correct overcharge. Suppose you have a client and you have overcharged that client. You are supposed to correct that overcharging through subtracting that amount that has been overcharged. So for you to understand this question, you need to know what is credit note, and you need to know what is debit note. So debit note is used to correct undercharge. Whenever you undercharge a client, you can correct it by simply sending to him a debit note. So the question here is, how do I treat credit note on Itax? So while filing the returns, one need to input a negative figure but quote the invoice relating to credit note. So the invoice relating to credit note has erroneous number there, and while filing, if you put the negative, of course it will be reducing that amount, and through that you shall have corrected the credit note. And another question is can I file all returns on Itax? Yes, different types of taxes can be filed on Itax. All you need to know is which type of return you are filing, and they are available on Itax. And if you have a question on how to navigate on Itax, you would like to know more about different types of taxes, you can always contact me via the number written below, and I shall assist you. Stop.